Hey, greetings, salutations, and good morning, sports fans. It is The Drive. Devin Dixon in with my friends, Paul Ratliff, Tara Atkin, ready to go on a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Hump Day Wednesday morning, everybody. Hope you had a good night's rest. You're ready to tack the day. It's still just 14 days into the new year. And boy, we got a busy show on tap, huh, Paulie?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nia Hagler and Coach Kyle Case. She is a Snow Canyon wrestler and a really, really good wrestler. Coach Case and Nia will be in. They've got their final home duel coming up this week. And we haven't talked much wrestling, local wrestling on the show. So wanted to branch out a little bit, give you a little taste of something different. And an unbelievable student athlete. And that's going to be coming up this first hour right at 7:30 this morning. So we'll have Nia and Coach Case on the show. Also, one other guest today, Crimson's brand new golf coach, Seth Saunders, will be dropping by. That'll be second hour of the program. Sandwiched in between, right when we got off the air yesterday, when we spent a good portion of the day, would the Steelers really move on? Is Mike Tomlin going to resign, or would they fire him? Whatever the case might be. We spent a lot of time on that yesterday, and then a little bit later on in the day, everybody saw the news break. It was Shifty Schefter the first to break the news?
Pelissero, maybe.
Pelissero,
one of those guys. Yeah.
Schefter, they were right on top.
One on top, yeah.
Yeah. I think kind of surprising, not surprising news. Like expected, sure. Did it shock anybody? No. We've seen more shocking headlines. But just the fact that after 19 years, Tomlin and the Steelers are moving on from each other, however you want to look at it. He was let go. He was fired. He resigned. He walked out. They asked him to part ways mutually, respectfully. However you want to look at it. It's still weird because Mike Tomlin, for the last almost 20 years, is all Pittsburgh Steelers fans have known.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, it comes as a shocker to some, but a lot of people expected this.
And I'm sure some Pittsburgh Steelers fans waking up a little bit sad that it's the end of an era. Others excited that it's a fresh beginning. I don't know, but if I had to guess, I would think that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to take 3 or 4 years. I don't think that they can fast track this unless they hit a home run higher in this coaching cycle where there's 9 other teams that need coaches right now. That's pretty high for NFL offseason standards. 9 vacancies.
Yeah.
Every once in a while we might get 10 vacancies in a cycle. 9 is a lot though. Usually it's 6 or 7 coaches that get let go after a season, a bad season at that. So this is going to be very interesting as we start to sort through the hirings. And if Mike Tomlin wants to coach in the National Football League, it sounds like he wants to take a break. But if he wants to coach, he'll have a job in 5 minutes.
Yeah, he'll find a job easily. A guy as accomplished as he is, but there's a lot of pundits sounding off on this, positive and negative, and I just thought everyone's got a different opinion on this, but being from the East Coast and having friends that are Steeler fans, I'm sure you have friends that are Steeler fans, but I've got a few that are from Pennsylvania that are diehards that have been with this team in the Cowher era. His dad was with him in the Knoll era, I mean, they were just fed up with the Tomlin shtick. I mean, at the same going 10-7, 9-8, having the winning season, but when it comes time to deliver in the playoffs, the Steelers are a team with a standard. They have the most Super Bowls. They're tied for the most Super Bowls of all time. With 6, correct? I'm pretty sure, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And, the whole stairway to 7 is their motto. They want to get that 7th Super Bowl. And Mike Tomlin's not going to be the guy that was ever going to deliver that. The last 9 years showed you that. He's lost in every first-round playoff matchup he's had. He's lost his fastball to a certain degree, and the message had gone stale with the Steelers. Not to say he can't be successful with another team. That's a totally different argument. But I think that his message had gone stale with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So it was time to move on. Whether you read into the semantics of stepping down or getting fired, I think that there was a conversation with the Rooney family who owns the Steelers, and they said, hey, we're kind of stuck in neutral here. We need to do something. I mean, I think that's truly what happened, is I don't think Mike stepped down after a 30-6 playoff loss. I don't. I think he was told that, hey, we need to go a different direction.
Yeah, I think Mike Mike is not oblivious to the noise, to the city, to the sports talk,
signs,
to the columns, the chants.
Yeah,
you notice. You notice. And I think there's some truth to what you're indicating or insinuating. But I also think he needed to change himself,
and he's got a big voice.
And I do think he deserved the right to go out on his own terms, which it looks like they've granted him, or he's taken advantage of. However you want to look at that, I don't care.
Correct.
The facts are the facts,
and the statement from everybody and all the tweets and all the accounts, the verified people are saying stepping down. So. You can take that what it is and what they're saying, but I'm trying to read between the lines.
You're saying forced out.
I'm saying that he was, because at some point you got to just the madness of going 10-7 and losing in the first round of the playoffs. It has to stop. So that's where I'm at with Tomlin. I think that he was asked to go. To be honest, but we'll probably never know the truth, but. I think that's what really happened, because when you look at Tomlin's coaching tree, I mentioned this yesterday, most of these coaches have 6, 7, 5 at least assistants all around the league in different roles, and head coaches and highly paid assistants. Tomlin's assistants and coaching tree is non-existent. Yeah, it's non-existent. So it's just... I don't know. I mean, I feel like when he had Brian Flores as his defensive, assistant, and they were going to promote him to D coordinator, Tomlin saw him as a threat, and he went to Minnesota. He had a bad offensive coordinator, Matt Canada, and Arthur Smith, and Todd Haley. Like, he's always surrounded himself with less than stellar assistants, and he's been the big voice in the room. He's been the leader. He been the guy.
Seems like a big ego guy.
Yeah, I think he is.
He has to be in the spotlight.
I think he needs a little bit of the spotlight, and he needs to be the truly lead dog. Like, he doesn't want an assistant, some young whiz kid from the Rams or from the 49ers or the Shanahan tree running his offense, when every Steeler fan's like, when the opening came open and they hired Arthur Smith, the fired Atlanta Falcons coach, they were like, let's bring in a Rams guy. Let's bring in a 49ers guy. That's kind of the trend with every team now. Everyone looking for an offensive whiz kid. And the Steelers never did that. He always surrounded himself with subpar assistants. And I think that's what ultimately undid him here.
Mike Tomlin, 19 years ago, walked into Pittsburgh confidently before Apple even released an iPhone.
Yeah.
And was the third coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he lasted almost 20 years.
Yes.
It's a storied franchise. Terrible towels drive me nuts, but their fans are rabid.
They are.
I give them credit. They've got that iconic terrible towel.
Yeah, and they were smart to do that, to come up with that idea.
It's a culture.
It is.
Yeah.
He took any roster, no matter the flaws. He made his teams competitive. He didn't have a losing season. He won 62% of his regular season games. He had 201 victories as a Steelers head coach, counting the playoffs.
Right.
He was a 34-year-old hire. And, by 36, he was hosting the Lombardi Trophy. And that kind of paved the way for young coaches. In his statement, and this is the quote from Mike Tomlin, after much thought and reflection, I've decided to step down as head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He talks about the organization. He talks about thanking Steeler Nation. And then he said, while this chapter comes to a close, my respect and love for Pittsburgh Steelers will never change. I'm excited for what the future holds for this organization, and I will forever be grateful for my time in Pittsburgh. So, here's a guy that just went to work.
Yeah.
Here's a guy that just, lunch pail, hard hat, as I like to say, on the job site, just getting it done.
Yeah.
Just putting in a good day's work. And kind of seemed stubborn, kind of seemed old school.
Definitely old school. But at the same time, at one point in time, he had Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown on the same roster, and he had to manage those two guys.
That's a nightmare.
Yeah. We saw Antonio after he got out of Tomlin's reach, goes to the Raiders, that whole documented thing on Hard Knocks where he's celebrating getting cut and all that. Like, he was a different kind of cat. And Tomlin was able to rein him in, to harness his abilities. And
what do you have if you don't have a quarterback?
Nothing,
you got nothing
really
in the NFL. You got no chance to win a Super Bowl.
But Mike didn't draft Ben.
Yeah,
No, he
they didn't have
inherited
Big
Ben 2 years.
He inherited him.
Cowher had won a Super Bowl a couple years before he got there.
And that's what Dutchie, my good buddy, says, is that the entire roster was Cowher guys. You know, Tomlin really didn't build that team himself. He inherited that team and won a Super Bowl with it. And winning a Super Bowl is hard no matter what.
Right. He still dialed them in, though.
You can't take it away, right? You know, but at the same time, the composition of the team, the roster, the front office was all Cowher guys at that time.
You know, he survived and adapted. You know, 7th longest tenure in league history. Of the coaches ahead of Tomlin in length of tenure, Bill Belichick is the only one hired this century. A lot of them are the old coaches that were there for a long, long time before, you know, the game changed and grew and morphed into what it is today. So, you know, it's crazy to think that Baltimore and Pittsburgh, the two teams that have kind of ruled the roost in that division, are out. And man, oh man, it's going to be the Cincinnati's coach. Is Zach now the longest tenured coach in that division?
He has to be by
Zach
default.
Taylor?
Yeah.
Yeah, and what has he been there? 7 years, maybe something like that. 7 or 8 years.
I don't think.
Is Andy Reid the longest tenured coach in the NFL now, or Sean McDermott? Like, there's nobody's been there very long. I would think Andy Reid's been there probably a dozen years in KC. He feels like the longest tenured because he's just been in the NFL so long, dating back to his stint with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Wow,
and he's
you're right.
67 years old, but
the 2019 season was when Zach Taylor was hired.
Yeah,
so it's been
he's the longest tenured coach in the AFC North Division.
Yeah,
interesting. And who will be the next Steelers head coach? Will dominate the news cycle. Who will replace Mike Tomlin? Big shoes to fill. Where will Mike Tomlin go? Will he take a break? Will he go to TV? Will he hit the open market and get hired in this cycle? We don't know.
Yeah.
People say they feel like he could take a break. I think a break is deserved.
Media type stuff. I could see him stepping into that and being good at it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is a big off season for NFL ownership groups. They're looking for a new head coach.
Like the Sean Payton thing, he had the bounty gate and all that stuff that went with it. But I feel like this is going to be like Sean Payton. He's gonna take a little break, come back, and maybe I heard on the radio yesterday if he signs a deal before 2027. Or the Steelers can get a draft compensation for him because they still own his rights. If he stays out for 2 years, then he becomes a totally free agent. He can go wherever he wants. So,
yeah, and Sean Payton getting ready for a big one against the Buffalo Bills this week.
Yeah.
That game is very intriguing to me. Yeah. Very intriguing to me. You got a beat up Josh Allen and a beat up wide receiver room with really 3 starting receivers available going into Denver against Bo Nix and Sean Payton. And I don't think the odds makers really know who should be the favorite in that game for some reason.
Yeah.
Buffalo getting a lot of love by the books.
You know who's not showing a lot of love is the Ravens owner, Steve Bisciotti. He is just eviscerating people in this press conference, talking about, there's a lot of people that say that the Steelers and Ravens have the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever, is that Harbaugh coaches the Steelers and Tomlin coaches the Ravens. Yeah.
Just flop. Yeah.
I saw that meme all over social media and stuff, and it was funny. But Bisciotti had a lot of like incendiary comments and stuff.
I watched a couple on Tomlin.
Yeah.
I watched the one on Tomlin.
Yeah, there was one on Tomlin. There was one on Harbaugh would still be the coach. There's. Do we have a few of those? Right.
We do.
Yeah, let's go with the one where he's talking about if Harbaugh would still be the head coach if Tyler Loop made the field goal.
Oh, okay.
This is probably this is kind of a mic dropper from him, I feel like, and this was in the press conference, season ending. Very rarely do you see an owner step up to the mic and talk, unless it's something monumentous like moving on from John Harbaugh. So this was the owner, Steve Bisciotti, yesterday on if Harbaugh would be the head coach if Tyler Loop made the field goal.
If Tyler Loop makes that field goal, is John Harbaugh still here coaching this team?
For a week.
Ouch.
For a week. Okay.
And he's laughing. Like I think that there was some friction between ownership and Harbaugh, and I think there's friction with Tomlin and ownership of the Steelers. These were just two guys that had been here a long, long time, and I think the message goes stale.
Owners have big egos.
They do.
You think Jerry Jones is the only owner that walks around like he's big man on campus? This Bisciotti gives off a big ego vibe to me.
He does. And, he also had one because Tony Dungy had the tweet, that was very, very critical of Bisciotti for firing Harbaugh. The Tony Dungy, the former head coach of the Colts, the Bucks, now on NBC. And so he had a long tweet, and I had it pulled up. But here we go. I found it. All right. It goes like this. I can't believe that things have come to in the NFL. John Harbaugh has coached the Baltimore Ravens for 18 years. He took them to the playoffs 12 times. He won a Super Bowl for them. The past 4 years, they were 10-7, 13-4, 12-5, 8-9. They have made the playoffs 3 straight years and missed this year because their kicker missed the game-winning field goal in the last play of the season. And he was fired, a bunch of question marks. I'm sorry, but I don't understand. Good luck, Baltimore, in finding a better coach. And this was Steve Bisciotti's response to that tweet.
When Tony Dungy said this is a bad decision and good luck finding someone better than John, I literally wanted to call Tony and say, you remember John 18 years ago? How can you take our success and use it against me while we're out trying to find the next John Harbaugh? That's impossible. So if I hire an offensive coordinator or a defensive coordinator, none of y'all can say anything about his poor record the first time he was a head coach. And so it would be very easy for me to try and avoid those ex-head coaches because they have losing records. But I'm telling you, we are keen to their circumstances, and we won't let their first shot at a job influence us negatively. When Tony,
so the Ravens might be looking at a retread potentially.
Yeah.
From what that statement sounds like, I don't know where the Steelers go, but it sounds like the Ravens might take a guy with experience, but I don't know. It's hard to tell with this coaching cycle. So many openings and all the pandemonium with all the coaches being let go.
I honestly thought there would be more coordinators in this cycle changed than head coaches.
Yeah.
But we've seen both. Greg Roman got ousted in in L.A. with the Chargers yesterday. The Eagles demoted their offensive coordinator, Kevin Patullo. So they're making a change there, according to Nick Sirianni.
Yeah.
So there is some changes there.
And that hurts. That hurts Jalen. Hurts.
But Bisciotti's got a lot on his plate right now. He's got to find the next coach to replace Harbaugh, which is not an easy task. Those are big shoes to fill. And he's got to figure out what he wants to do long-term with Lamar Jackson. Are they going to revise the contract by the start of free agency? And I know he's got 2 years remaining on his current deal, but the cap number is big, $74.5 million a season.
Yeah.
And Jackson started 13 games this year and threw for 25, 49, 21 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, but he dealt with a numerous amount of injuries this year. Okay. Whew, this hiring conversation and this cycle is wide open, and it's not going away till we get all 9 of these vacancies filled.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to see any other NFL head coaches fired after this weekend. I think we're through. I think if we can get to Friday, if we can get to Friday without anybody else getting fired, I think we're past that. We can start focusing on filling them.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. You think about the families, and they're paid handsomely, right? And they can afford to, pick up and move and build a new house in a new market and go to the next job. But for all these other coaches that lose their job with them that maybe don't get picked up, this coaching business is tough. It's tough on families. You're moving, you're chasing, you're trying to align yourself with that right coach that can, climb the ladder to the top and keep making you more money, and you're bouncing around, and especially if you're a position coach.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough. I'm sure there's every new coach wants to bring in their guys, their staff.
GM, front office, they want all that.
Yep. So, interesting stuff. We're off and running. Good show on tap for you today. Stick around. We've got Nia Hagler coming up here in just a few minutes. Snow Canyon wrestler and Coach Kyle Case going to be dropping by the show. We're going to break that down for you. Really excited to chat with Nia and get to know her unbelievable season she's having right now. We'll have that interview for you just in a couple of minutes. One of our past Mike's Mountain Mover Award recipients, and up for our Findlay Subaru Star of the Week Award, which the voting went out on Monday. Paulie, will you update the poll when we come back on that?
Yeah.
She's up against some big other high school athletes, but man, undefeated record this year. Won her All-Star dual match about a week and a half ago. So a lot of good things happening for her. Second hour, new golf coach over at Crimson Cliffs got hired. We'll meet him, Seth Saunders. He'll be by the show, plus bunch more. We got to get you ready for the Region 9 basketball games tonight and recap the girls' basketball games from last night. We'll talk about that a little bit when we come back. It's The Drive. Stick around. Yeah, this is such a big deal here, Paulie. I feel like I got to stand up like you because we got guests in the studio. Did you tuck in your shirt?
Yeah, I'm tucking.
Jeez Louise, welcome back, everybody. Finley Hyundai Studios, it's The Drive, and we've been telling you we got some guests coming in today, and Snow Canyon Wrestler is in the building. Nia Hagler, good morning, Nia. How we doing?
Good morning. Good. How are you?
I'm good. 31-0 this year.
Yes, sir.
31-0. Good coaching, right, Christian?
Oh, yeah. Full credit.
Good coaching. Yeah. Christian Case is here as well. Head coach of the Warriors. Kyle Case, one of the assistant coaches here. Dad's here. Paulie's here. Tara's here. And we don't cover wrestling on the radio, obviously. I don't think anybody in Southern Utah does, let alone the state. Maybe the state championships in wrestling are streamed on KSL Sports, but that's about the only coverage you get. But we've been hearing about you all season long, and you're getting right down to the nitty-gritty on your senior season. Has it gone by really quickly?
Yeah. So senior year, obviously, like I've been wrestling for high school. This is my last year, and it's going by really fast, and it's very bittersweet. But I'm just having fun this season and just getting after it, and I love this sport, so it's exciting.
What's your go-to move?
Since pretty much since I started wrestling, my double leg has always been my go-to, and then I've just been learning other moves and developing and everything. So now I'm not like a one-trick pony anymore. So I get to just get after it and do whatever and chain wrestle and yeah. So, but double leg always has a special place in my heart. So,
What exactly is the double leg
so
for us lame people here?
It's very basic. It's just when you take a shot, you grab both of their legs, and the way I finish it is like I do it flashy, and I pick them up, and then just take them straight to their back, and just pin most people from neutral from there. But so yeah, it's definitely one of like the first moves that you'll learn in a wrestling room. But 90% of wrestling is just fine tuning the fundamentals, and then that's how you get really good. So,
Did you wrestle before high school?
so it's
Like, how old were you when you first started, I guess is the question.
okay. So it's kind of like a tricky question because I initially started wrestling when I was 10, but I didn't finish the season because I got double foot surgery, and then
Oh, wow.
I just got back into it like 4 years ago. So when people like ask me how long I've been wrestling, I don't want to give them that whole spiel. So I'm just like, like 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Short and sweet. We get it. 4 years, but back-to-back state championships.
Yes.
Runner-up your freshman year. How close was that freshman match?
I lost by 1 point.
Oh,
Yeah, that one was painful.
But you're just a young pup. That was your first state tournament. Were you nervous?
Oh yeah, I'm. It's funny. Everyone is always like, "Oh, you've been wrestling for so long now. You have so much success. Like you probably don't even get nervous before your matches anymore." And I'm like, "Oh, it's the opposite for me. Like the longer I wrestle, the more like expectations I have on myself, and I'm nervous before every single match. It doesn't matter who I'm wrestling. I just like I get nervous every time, but I use it to kind of fuel me, I guess.
yeah.
But
Yeah, absolutely, because you're that top dog now, too. So the
Yeah.
pressure's all on your shoulders. You're not the dark horse anymore.
I definitely think it's harder to stay at the top than to get to the top.
Yeah.
So I just this season I've just been focusing on just staying hungry and just like having fun and everything. And for me, having fun is like the best thing I can do because I always wrestle better.
As you say these words, hungry and fuel, I'm thinking, wait a minute, don't wrestlers have to watch what they're eating? I'm over here thinking you're just like fuel it up to get. You're 135.
Yes.
Is that what you're wrestling at right now? Is that pretty easy? I know they got a lot of new measurements in
Yeah.
wrestling. You can't dehydrate yourself.
Right.
You can't suck weight like the old days.
Yeah.
That's very it's a good thing. I know a lot of people probably complain about it and stuff, but I am to an extent kind of against cutting weight, especially for women. It just affects our bodies differently, and I don't personally see the point in it. For me, I just think I'm just gonna wrestle where I'm at for the most part. I walk around like a couple pounds heavier than my weight class, but I just water load and I lose it pretty easily. But for these girls like cutting a bunch of weight, like man, I just don't see the point because especially for women, like our bodies don't work like that. Like we need to like wrestle where we're at because that's where we're strongest anyway. The second we start like cutting weight, we lose that muscle mass like so fast, and then there's no point. There's good wrestlers in every weight division. So I just wrestle where I'm at.
Wanted to ask Ania about the dynamic of being the hunter versus the hunted. Obviously, as a freshman, you coming up, you runner up in the state championship, but now you've won state titles. You're probably the hunted now instead of the hunter. So we'll talk about that dynamic.
Yeah. So I say this a lot, but like wrestling is like all mental, and pretty much every tournament I go into, like I know people are looking at me, and I use it like kind of against them to a certain degree. Like I walk around like I own the place, you know, and even that like kind of puts like a fear in people, you know. So it's like it's all mind games and stuff like that, and like never let people never show people you're scared or anything like that.
Where do you get that mentality from? Your mom or your dad, or what do you
Definitely both. I think both of my parents are pretty competitive. My
dad's in the background, thumbs up.
Yeah. Yeah, so my dad wrestled in high school. He's the one that got me into it. But apart from him, my mom is also very competitive. So it's definitely like, it's definitely in my blood. So
let's bring in Coach for a second here. Nia Hagler, our guest, if you're just tuning in, getting going on your way to work this morning. And Coach, what's Nia like to coach? Give us a coach's perspective. I mean, she seems like she coaches herself to a certain extent.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into being a coach for someone like Nia. And honestly, most of it comes from her, you know. It's so cool to see, you know. She's one of those people. She does the flashy thing. She has her very dominant style, you know, but there's so much that goes into getting to that point, you know. I mean, as the coach, my favorite joke is it's like I'm almost like I'm playing a video game in the coach's chair, you know. I'll kind of make a suggestion here, and it's just instantly she's able to do it, and it's so cool, you know. She's everything from nearly viral clips on the internet to just the gritty in the garage on the wrestling mat in the garage sessions that she goes through, you know. She's done a lot to get herself where she is, and it's very, very cool to see.
From a coach's perspective, how important is having someone like this on your team for the rest of the players, the rest of the wrestlers on your squad?
Right. Yeah. I mean, just you know, it's a different standard, you know. I think the rest of the girls on our team are just we're really lucky to have someone like Nia to just show what's possible, you know. One of my favorite parts about coaching girls wrestling is most of them come in on their first day, and that, you know, but high school's hard, being a teenager's hard, you know. Everyone's kind of like looking down at their feet, you know, not really sure if they want to be there. And just to see the confidence grow throughout the season, they're standing up straight, they're starting to look you in the eye, they're you know, saying things with confidence, and then just having top of the state and near top in the nation standard for that, I think is just it's so beneficial for everyone on the team to be able to see what they could be capable of.
Yeah. How's the turnout for girls wrestling right now? Do you guys have every weight covered?
Yeah. So sorry, but wrestling, women's wrestling has been the #1 growing sport in the country for a couple years now.
Let's go.
Nice.
So, yeah, a lot of growth there.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. So how many total on the
so we got
program?
6 on our team right now. Yeah. So that's kind of how it is generally within the
Most
state.
schools have that.
Most schools have around there. We're on the little bit of the smaller side, but there's not a whole lot that have every weight covered quite yet. But I mean, we've seen just massive growth from year to year, and it's getting pretty big. It's so cool to see.
I noticed the other day you went up to the All-Star Duels, and I think you got a fall in a pin in a minute 7, was it, in the All-Star Duel last week?
About right.
Yeah. Was that fun to go up there? And is that somebody you'd wrestled against? Was that a good opponent for you?
Yeah, so I wrestled her already towards towards the beginning of the season at Christmas Clash. Yeah, I had her in the finals at Christmas Clash. So to wrestle her again, she is like a tough opponent. She got second at 14U nationals and everything. So I just like I said before, like it's that whole mental game. Like I could very easily be like, oh well, you know, she's tough. Like what if this time, like she like, you know, gets me this time or something like that. Like that's a very easy mentality to like fall into. But I just like keep my head on my shoulders and it's like, no, like I can do this. Like I've done this before. Like it's nothing new to me. I've faced like the top competition at nationals and everything. Like this is nothing, you know. And so I like keep all that in mind when I'm wrestling. And when I'm like before I'm wrestling, I always keep in mind like it's okay to get tired in my matches. After this, I get to go home. I get to refuel. I get to sleep. It's funny. I love wrestling, but I always look forward to like the aftermath. Like after this, I get to refuel. So just one more match, and then I just get to go home. But yeah, so I wrestled her at All Stars, and All Stars is just a really fun experience in general. You get invited to go, and that itself is kind of an honor. You get there, you have your own seat, and there's like you get your own like shirt, and you get your own like plaque, just for being invited. And we get free Jimmy Johns after weigh-in, so that's nice. So yeah,
Little things matter.
It
do,
does.
yeah.
And for me, I'm very like I love competing. I love the spotlight. So that that kind of spotlight is like no other. And just getting to compete is awesome. And she's a great opponent, so it's not like, you know, I'm just, I don't know, making someone look stupid or something that I've kind of been doing almost all season. But yeah, so it's a great experience overall.
And an unblemished record for you this season, of course, no losses.
Right.
Who was if you remember any of those specific matches, were there some stiff, tough opponents that were close calls, or are you just housing everybody?
I don't know how to say this without like
She hasn't-
Without sounding
cocky.
cocky,
Let Coach take over.
yeah.
She's been out of the first round once this season, and that was mostly just to get a little bit more mat time. So she's pinning people or technical falling people, which is you get 15 points ahead of your opponent, and she's doing all that in the first 2-minute round of the match all season.
So take us through. I know we talked a little bit about this before we went live on the air, but you're enjoying the senior season. You're soaking up. You got a third straight state championship on your mind. You got your final home duel tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
And then what's next? Have you thought past that as far as, you know, next level wrestling?
Yeah, so my as far as long-term goals, like I always have Olympics in mind and everything. Like I know like I kind of feel a little like silly saying stuff like that because it's such a like childhood dream sort of thing, but it's like with how hard I work and how hard I train and all these like tournaments I go to, like I just really want to get there. And but it's like little steps. Like I have to keep in mind, like, okay, first I got to train. First I got to do this tournament. Now I got to do this tournament, instead of just like getting so ahead of myself. And that can be a mental game of its own. But as far as college goes, I'm likely just going to wrestle here at Utah Tech for at least a year. And then after that, I don't know, see what colleges have to offer me and stuff like that. And yeah, see where the wind takes me, I guess. But
Maybe the Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs.
hopefully, I mean, I think I can get there.
I
but,
think you can.
yeah, no, it's exciting. It's definitely, I'm a very family-oriented person, so to be able to have that opportunity to wrestle here 10 minutes away from my home, you know, that's something that's really important to me, because I could not like go so far away from my family while having to balance out like wrestling and now like college, and like that's just a lot for someone like with my personality type to handle, like far away from home and everything. So it's nice to have that adjustment year and then see if there's anywhere else that I would be happy with, I guess.
Well, when you're done wrestling, you're very well spoken. This has been a thrill for us. You could get into broadcasting or communications or something along those lines because we've loved having you. I want to get some final thoughts from Coach here on just the team, the home duel, and then obviously the stretch run culminating with the state tournament. Give me kind of just a little quick overview of the rest of the region too, if you can. How's everybody in Southern Utah doing? We want to beat up on Northern Utah down here.
Yeah, most of the tournaments in the season, especially the bigger tournaments, are in the northern region, and with people like Nia, and we're hoping to build a program and kind of build a community, especially with girls wrestling, and kind of bring some more stuff down here. But yeah, it's awesome. The whole rest of our team, we've got some new faces. We've got some girls that are returning, and it's been an awesome season. Everyone's working hard. They're grinding these practices out. It's like you said, the home stretch on the season. And it's a exciting prospect to see what everyone's able to do, especially here in Southern Utah and especially in Snow Canyon.
Who's leading the region right now? Who's kind of winning that region wrestling? Who's won most of their duels so far?
We just barely did a team duel tournament over at Desert Hills High School, and Dixie High School won that.
Oh, really?
So yeah, they've got a good program. They've got a lot of returning girls as well. It's hard to say who's got the best wrestlers in the region because of how the weight classes line up. There's not so many full teams quite yet, so there's a lot of forfeit matches when we go to these duels. But yeah, I mean, overall here in Southern Utah, I think we're really just exploding with the technical side, with just kind of the grit that's required for wrestling. It's been awesome to see, especially
just
in the
let
last few
Nia
years.
wrestle in like 3 classes.
I know. You know what? If
135, 145, 155. Just let her go up as far as she wants.
She's kind of jumped around a little bit. Sometimes she'll go up to 140 if there's a better match for her there. So I think at one point she was ranked first at 135 and 140.
Oh, wow.
Just for the love of the game.
There you go. There you go. Do you have brothers?
I do. I have 4 brothers and no sisters. So
No
that
sisters.
explains
Oh,
a
okay.
lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can any of them beat you? And can they hold their own in wrestling, or
Oh,
do you
I'm
destroy
sure.
them?
Yeah. 3 of them are older. So the one right above me is 4 years older than me. So the oldest are like 9 and 8 years older than me. So I'm sure they could handle their own, but I definitely won't go down without a fight. So
I love it. I love it. Well, good luck. Enjoy tomorrow at home, and then we'll keep an eye on you through the state tournament, and then can't wait to see what the future holds. And
Yes, sir.
It's been a lot of fun having you in.
Thank
It's
you.
been great. Three-peat on the mind. Go get that three-peat.
Yes, sir.
All right, Nia Hagler, Coach Case, the whole crew stopping by on the drive. Got to get to a timeout. Lots more coming up when we come back. back. What's going on? A little digital underground's what's going on. Yes. Hey, guys, thanks for sticking through the break with us. I've interviewed a lot of high school athletes over the years. That was one of the funnest interviews I've done in a long time, Pauly. That Tara, she was great.
I loved her. Yeah,
like
she was
energy.
amazing.
It's 7 a.m. and she wants to wrestle right now. Oh my gosh, Nia Hagler, everybody. Yeah. And this girl going for the three-peat. Did you update the poll question, Pauly? Did you find the poll question earlier? Maybe Tara can look that up.
I don't think I did. No.
We have 4 athletes every week.
I can find it real quick
for the Findlay Subaru Athlete of the Week award. And Nia was of the All-Star Duels last Tuesday, I think it was, so a little over a week ago. And so we put her on there. Now she's up against, Brigham Kemp from Hurricane High School.
Right.
And BK
and Brigham's a beast too.
BK1 had 23, and they beat Crimson last Friday night. And they have a really good little run going out there in H-Town. And then she's up against a couple other incredible student athletes, Colin Simmons at Dixie and stuff. So we'll have to check the poll question. I think the voting closed, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, it did. Okay.
And but man, oh man, I'm so impressed with her. That was good stuff. Really enjoyed that. And we'll keep an eye on that final home duel tomorrow. It'll be awesome. Senior night. I want to go over there tomorrow night.
I do too.
I want to see this intro, like this. I bet she just intimidates the heck out of you. She hasn't lost. She's 31-0, and what an outspoken, great young lady. Can't wait. Her future looks so bright, so bright.
Like I said, I want to make a T-shirt that says "This is Nia's house."
Yes, yes.
I loved her confidence.
Yeah,
it's like, this is my house.
Nia at the door. Yeah, oh, I love it. High school hoops last night. We had some girls basketball games. Dixie beat Cedar 70-55. And you might be thinking, oh, okay, Dixie beat Cedar 70-55. Just another, high school basketball girls game. That is the 16th straight win of the season for the Lady Flyers. 16 in a row.
That's a lot.
For Dixie High School. Coach Casey Winters is coaching them up right now. And you got Hayden Stilson, and you've got Addie Winters, and you got Izzy Hollinghead, and you got Miss Audrey Orton. I mean, this team is just stacked. This has been one of the huge storylines. And I mentioned this the other day, and if you didn't catch this, I was telling somebody about this yesterday, and they were like, no way, that's not true. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. Dixie Flyers girls basketball has not won a region title but once in 40 years.
Oh, really?
Region title. Think about that. 40 years and only one.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty remarkable.
So Dixie Flyer basketball has just been average for a long time, and this year they are gangbusters right now, 16-0, and they win over Cedar by 15. The other scores from last night: Snow Canyon beat Hurricane 57-31, and the freshman Braylee Chesley 18 points in the jungle. And Sue Hoskins has got to feel good about their team right now. And I'll tell you what, Snow Canyon and Desert Hills gave Dixie all they wanted last week. In fact, down right to the bitter end, double overtime in the Desert Hills Dixie game. So I can't wait for the rematch, Snow Canyon, Dixie Desert Hills, because both those games were tremendous last week. We got to wait a couple weeks for that. Speaking of Coach Irvin and Desert Hills, they went over to Crimson Cliffs, little backyard brawl there between the Thunder and the Mustangs. And Mustangs were down, but came back and made it really interesting. Josie Myers drained a 3 to make it a 1-point game with like a minute and a half remaining. 19 seconds left. Free throws tied the game, 1 of 2 on the free throw line, 50-53. But then Miley Villanueva got fouled. She goes to the line, made 1 free throw. There was another foul. Bryn Mortensen made another free throw. And not a great look with the last shot there for Mustangs. And Desert Hills edges Crimson in girls basketball, 55-53. So Dixie is now 6-0 in region. Snow Canyon is 5-1. And Desert Hills is 4-2, and Pineview is 3-3. So you got those top 4 teams that have kind of separated a little bit from the rest of the region standings. Our Boulevard home game of the week tonight, Pauly, we will be bringing you Crimson boys basketball tonight at the Thunderdome, taking on Desert Hills.
Wow.
So that is where we will be tonight for the Boulevard home game of the week. And then how about Pineview at Snow Canyon on Friday night?
Oh,
Yeah, nice.
So Ben Lindquist and I will have the call tonight. You and Caden will have the call on Friday night from the Jungle. Crank up the Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
Welcome to the jungle.
That's right.
There you go.
Sounds just like Axl Rose.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, I
I
don't know.
thought he was in the studio.
Oh, Tara's feeling fresh. She must have got a good night's
She
sleep
got a good
last night.
night's
Back from
I
vacation.
did get refreshed a little bit, yeah.
But tonight's going to be fun. The game we're bringing you, but we will keep tabs on Dixie and Cedar tonight, as well as Snow Canyon out in the Tigers' Den to take on the Hurricane Tigers. So Warriors Tigers. That one could be a really good game as well. When you start looking at Reggie Mackey, the way he's been playing, Isaiah Thompson, Brigham Kemp, the supporting cast out there for H-Town. That's always tough to go out to Hurricane and get a win in the last couple seasons. With the way that they've been playing since Coach Stout took over, doing a great job. So those are your 3 Region 9 boys games on the docket tonight. Give me a big thing to watch for in these Region 9 games tonight, Paul. One thing you're excited to see, Dixie at Cedar tonight. Cedar's looking for their first win.
Yeah, Cedar.
In region.
In Cedar, correct?
It's in
Yes.
Cedar. In the nest. Or not the nest. In the, what do they call their gym?
I don't know.
Candyview is the nest.
That's right. The Falcon Nest. Yeah, I don't know what the Reds would be. Maybe the TP or something.
I've got a nickname for it. I just can't remember what it is off the top of my head.
Okay, all right. Well, I think the Dixie's got to just keep doing what they're doing. Get Colin Simmons involved. He was a spark plug in the game. Last game I called was against Desert Hills and Dixie, so he was kind of the spark plug there. And then the get out and run a little bit. I like Dixie when they're out and running, and Cedar's gonna have to make some threes.
All right, Dixie at Cedar, Crimson at Desert Hills, Snow Canyon at Hurricane. Those are your high school games on the network tonight. We'll take a break. We'll be back with Hour 2. welcome back, everybody. It's The Drive. Having a good time on a Wednesday morning, getting you closer to the weekend. Thanks for locking us in, loading us up. Today's show brought to you by Zag. Protect it better. Get screen protectors that come with a lifetime warranty and protect your phone. You can put them over your camera. You can put them over the face of your phone. And remember, Zag, 2 St. George, 1 Cedar City locations, they do phone repairs. So if you do have something go wrong with your phone, you don't want to pay $1,000 or whatever the new price of a new phone is, they will get it fixed for you. Don't zig, just zag. Devin, Pauly, Tara, hour 2. Let's check what's trending and get you everything you need to know as you get to the office this morning. Lots of headlines, Pauly.
Yeah.
The big one yesterday nationally, Mike Tomlin fired. You kind of thought that would happen. I thought he would go out on his own. It would be his choice. He deserved that right. I think they kind of met in the middle somewhere. I don't know if he was forced out or if he just knew time was up and it was time to move on. But Mike Tomlin out as the Pittsburgh Steelers coach. That's probably something that was in the news cycle. Kind of broke after our show yesterday after we were on the air. We got into it a little bit
after Pauly bought him in the auction.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. I'm
That was
looking
wasting
forward to
money.
him.
Yeah.
Looking forward to his next job in a couple years.
Yeah, you overpaid for him. He's out of
you
work.
did.
Yeah, he's got to work.
Yeah, you're going to have to sit on that stock a long time.
Well, it's stock in media. You never know. He could be a great media guy, and I could get stock there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Other headlines.
Yeah, I got one.
Go ahead.
This is one of the bigger ones in the transfer portal. The Cougars were busy. They added 3 offensive linemen to the 2026 roster, but they weren't done there. They added Cal linebacker Cade Ulave, who is the top-ranked linebacker, inside linebacker, in the transfer portal by 247 Sports. He transferred to BYU, according to a report from CBS Sports' Matt Zenitz. So the top linebacker, 235 career tackles. He is, like I just said, the top linebacker in the portal this cycle. So
Yeah.
good pickup for the Cougars and a Jay Hill-less defense.
Yeah,
now.
it's been a tumultuous offseason for Utah and BYU with the coaching changes, with the portal, and there's still people popping in and out of the portal as of today. It is still open right now, and we're starting to see some guys sign, but there's still a lot of guys, thousands of guys unsigned that are out there in the transfer portal.
One more portal guy related to Utah and the Beehive State is Smith Snowden, one of the top available cornerbacks in the portal. Kind of, a lot of people say he's the jewel of the secondary in the portal. He is going to Michigan to follow Kyle Whittingham. That has become official as well. So 2 big names on the move.
And other news, you saw Oregon's tight end Sadiq.
Yeah, Kenyon
Sadiq, he declared for the NFL draft. So you're getting a lot of these guys declaring for the draft, others in the portal, going to new places. I saw the tight end at Ohio State's going in the draft. I mean, I saw Eric Olson recently from Utah Tech, former Desert Hills player, committed to the Beavers of Oregon State.
Yeah, that's
so
a big
you're
one.
starting to get a lot of these guys that are starting to commit and sign out of the portal.
And we're living in a portal era right now. This is breaking as of 16 hours ago. Pending committee approval, players can now play in 9 games and keep their red shirt instead of the current 4-game
Oh,
rule.
wow.
Yeah, pending committee approval, which is supposed to be voted on today. This is from College Football Portal on Twitter, looking to expand the red shirt rule to 9 games. That'd be a complete game changer.
That is.
Plus postseason, or just 9 total?
It doesn't list that in the
Because
tweet.
the rule has been you can play in 4 games in any postseason and keep your red shirt.
I'd assume that'd be the same.
I think they're just saying, give us 5 years. Give that red shirt year, development year.
I mean, when you're saying 9 games, it's a 12-game season.
Yes.
So you could play almost a whole year and still red
They're
shirt.
basically saying, give us 5 years of
5 years of
eligibility.
college.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the NCAA in 2026.
Yep. Other news, Utah Mammoth blew out the Maple Leafs last night. They get back into the win column. It was 6-1 yesterday
Yeah.
on home ice. Dylan Gunther led the way, pair of goals. Paterka scored, McBain, others. It was 6 total goals, and they will continue their homestand Thursday night against the Dallas Stars. Here is one of those mammoth goals. It's the McBain goal.
Yeah,
okay.
the rough man or the tough guy of the Mammoth scores one for him here.
Back door.
Yeah, it's good when McBain's scoring because he's your tough guy.
Yeah.
He's kind of your
He's your
fighter,
goon.
scrapper. Yeah. So it's nice to see him find the score sheet. And
Thank you, Tara, for calling him a goon. Probably was sugarcoating around
I don't
that.
love the word goon.
You're
Tom
the one
Wilson
that
is
came
a
up with
goon.
He's
it.
not a goon.
Tom Wilson is a goon.
Definitely not a goon.
Goon.
30-plus goal
Hey,
scorer
any
can't
of
be a
us that is
goon.
in my age range that grew up watching Goonies, it's an endearing term. Have you seen the
is.
movie Goonies?
It's not a endearing term for a hockey player. It's not.
Yeah, well, Tom Wilson.
I think it is.
Tom,
It means they're a fighter.
I
and-
don't see
A
Wilson.
goon
They're
means
scrappy.
a guy with no skill that just fights.
Eh.
Ryan Reeves. That's who a goon is.
Tom Wilson.
Oh.
You'll die on that hill.
Yeah, although I
let me
will
get
say
his stats.
Wilson has become more polished.
Let me get the side-by-side Reeves versus
other
Wilson.
news.
Yeah, there we go.
Jazz face the Bulls tonight.
Yeah,
Utah
bring 'em
Jazz.
out.
Bring 'em out, them Utah Jazz. They continue their road trip. They're in the Windy City, taking on the Bulls. The Jazz beat Chicago back in November, 150 to 147 in double overtime. You diehard Jazz fans might remember that game in November. Lauri Markkanen had 47 in that victory. Utah, 14 wins, 25 losses so far this season. Ace Bailey has returned to the lineup after missing a few games
Good
with
to
a
see
hip
him
strain.
back. Yeah, good for him to be back. And this is a winnable game for the Jazz. 2.5-point number here for the Bulls on the road. Pretty impressive.
Men's college basketball
Yes. Super Tuesday.
was last night.
Was last
Yes.
night. Yeah.
What's your name for college basketball on a Wednesday?
It doesn't have a name.
Well, give it one.
Wacky Wednesday.
The WAC
Woolly
doesn't.
Wednesday.
The WAC doesn't play on Wednesday. They play Thursdays and
That's right.
Saturdays.
How about Woolly Wednesday?
Woolly?
Woolly,
Woolly.
yeah. Wild Woolly. That was the
Thinking of
West
that
Virginia
song,
State
Mooley,
theme for a while.
Mooley, Mooley,
Yeah.
Mooley.
Wild
Mooley,
Wednesday.
Mooley.
Wild Wednesday. Fine. We'll go wild. You win that one.
Yeah. It's a wild Wednesday
There
in
you
men's
go.
basketball.
He's going with wild.
As it continues today, number 11, BYU will host TCU. By the way, we really didn't get into it yet this week. How in the world the pollsters, this is why I hate the polls, you beat your arch rival on their home floor, but you didn't cover the spread, and you beat Arizona State, two of the bottom feeders of the Big 12, but you have to play everybody, and yet you get penalized, and you drop 2 spots in the rankings. That didn't sit well with a lot of Cougar fans the last 24 to 48
I would agree
hours.
with those Cougar fans.
Well, you beat Utah on their home floor. It's a rivalry game. Anytime you win a rivalry road game, it's a big deal, and they got penalized for it.
Yeah, and now the Big 12's top 4 teams, Houston, BYU, Arizona, and Iowa State, own a record of 62-3 overall. It was 62-2,
Well, Iowa
but
State
Iowa
lost
State
last
croaked it last night, and I had interest in that one. But
Yeah. That was a road game in Lawrence after the Jayhawks had just stubbed their toe against the ears of West Virginia.
We got them.
That's crazy thing about basketball.
Well, I
Matchups.
heard this. I was reading this. Bill Self, he said on his little Hawk Talk, the post-game interview and stuff. They call it Hawk Talk, by the way. And
That's too close to Hawk Talk.
Jayhawks. I get it.
Yeah, it's a play.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, the players had a players-only meeting after that West Virginia loss. Players-only meetings. Where do you stand on those?
Love
do you
them.
think they work?
Yeah.
I think
This
they're
one
good.
worked.
I think
but-
accountability among your peers is important.
Yeah.
I really do. Sometimes coach can only do so much, and sometimes a different message from the players can add a little lift and a little renewed
It added
vigor.
more than a little lift. Number 3,
moved.
Iowa State got blown
Yeah, but it
out.
wasn't in Ames. It was in Lawrence.
I know, but it was still a bad look for Iowa State.
So BYU hosts TCU tonight.
Yeah, the Frogs are good.
Cougars have won 12 games in a row. They're 15-1. One of the sneakiest teams in the country nobody's talking about plays tonight, too. Number Number 24. They just cracked the top 25. The Utah
this?
State Aggies.
Oh yeah, 15 or 14-1 now, right?
Yep. They are a mid-major to watch finally on some people's radar. It only took them, here into January for people to start paying attention to the team from Logan, Utah. They welcome in Nevada.
The Wolfpack, 12-4, pretty
Spectrum.
good team. Yeah, I think this should be a fun game. Utah State, first place in the Mountain West. Jared Calhoun's really got the team rolling. They've won 2, 4, 6, 7 games in a row. Their last loss came all the way back to South Florida, way back in October, I feel, in November.
They're blowing people out.
Yeah, they are.
They're winning by 20-plus points per game.
Falslev's still there. They've got some key pieces. And Calhoun, I think the continuity with the coaching staff, finally, you see Odom leave and Craig Smith leave and Danny Sprinkle leave and all these guys leave. But Calhoun said, I've got bigger offers calling for me this offseason, and I know West Virginia was calling him. And he decided to stay in Logan. So they're good for him. Good for him to keep the continuity within the program.
Which is not easy to do in today's college basketball landscape.
And they look like pretty much a
look like
surefire tournament team.
They look like
unless
a tournament
they
team.
really throw up on themselves down the stretch.
I think they are the team to beat in the Mountain West. UNLV's is just okay. Boise State's still solid.
Yeah.
Like there's, Air Force
San Diego
is not
State
good.
is probably their top competition. They're undefeated in the Mountain West at 5-0.
Yep.
So San Diego State, New Mexico down in the pit. That's a tough place to play, of course. But I think Utah State's got to be the odds-on favorite to win the Mountain West.
And look, Aggies usually sweep the Wolfpack every single season. So we'll see what happens tonight in Logan.
Yeah.
You better believe they'll have the opponents. What do they call it? The sheet they send out to everybody, all the students.
Yeah. Oh man, we're gonna get.
I can't think of the name of it. I never
know.
attended school at Utah State. The bull sheet.
The bull sheet. That's right. Yeah.
The bull sheet.
There you did. You pulled
You
it.
found it.
Yeah, the bull sheet. Wonder what dirt it's got on Nevada players that they'll be chanting in the
Have some good
Spectrum
stuff.
tonight.
Spectrum, probably the best crowd in the state of Utah for
That's
hoops.
amazing. Yeah.
Yep. Utes also in action tonight. They'll take on the road number 14 Texas Tech tonight.
Yeah.
So you do have some more Big 12
Yeah.
games.
Probably up against that one. Tech's good. We saw them against Houston. We were both watching that game.
Yeah.
And Tech took them down to the wire.
Toulson now playing for Texas Tech. The UVU transfer.
There was another UVU transfer playing for somebody I was watching last night. Was that UConn or some? They said Utah Valley transfer, and I was like, wow, another one. They're all over the place. Todd Phillips's guys.
Yep. Again, tonight, our Boulevard home game of the week will be Crimson Cliffs boys basketball taking on Desert Hills boys team at the Thunderdome, 7 o'clock tip-off. We will have the call right here on the Fan on the radio, simulcast on their live stream. Links will be up on the Fan Sports Network website, our YouTube page, or you can watch it on KSLSports.com. So that'll be our Boulevard home game of the week. Again, the portal. You mentioned the portal. Guess who has the best portal class so far via 247 Sports?
Hoosiers.
Nope.
What?
The team that sat out their bowl game,
LSU,
took their
Notre
ball
Dame?
and went home.
Notre Dame.
Wow.
I guess sitting out of the bowl game did not hurt their recruiting class. And there's been some smoke around Marcus Freeman and his interest in the NFL, but all reports still indicate he's planning on being back for the 2026 season. Notre Dame is reportedly, according to 247 Sports, got the best high school and transfer portal combined recruiting class thus far for 2026.
Wow.
Notre Dame 1, Texas 2, Ohio State 3, USC is 4, Texas A&M is 5, 6 through 10 is Oregon, Alabama, Tennessee, LSU, and Georgia. And then it goes Miami, Michigan, Texas Tech, Oklahoma, and Florida. That is your top 15 when you combine new high school players and the transfer portal classes for 2026. Good stuff. I got to take a break. Guests keep rolling in. Newest head coach in all Region 9 sports is going to join us next on the show. It's the new golf coach at Crimson Cliffs High School, Seth Sanders, stopping by the show. Stick around. Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's The Drive. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know if people in our industry say that enough, but thank you for locking us in, loading us up on the app, on the website, on the radio. We're streaming the show live on our Fan Sports Network YouTube page. And thank you for hopping on with us on your way to work or getting out into your Wednesday morning. Guests just keep rolling into here to the Findlay Hyundai Studios. The newest coach in all of high school sports in Region 9 has now graced us with his presence here in studio. Seth Saunders of the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs golf team. He is the new head coach. This came down towards the middle part of last week, Coach, and good to meet you and good to have you in studio this morning. How we doing?
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciated the previous conversations about Goonies.
Nice.
I'm always a fan of that. And then into the transfer portal, I think they're actually pretty seamless. Good stuff.
Yeah. Tell us how. Now you were on staff. You were an assistant coach, and when Coach Johnson said, "I got other stuff I got to do. I can't do this anymore," it was a pretty easy move and a smooth transition to kind of hand the program off to you. You're now the fourth coach of the golf team in school history over there at Crimson Cliffs. And they've been stacking state championships since the school opened in golf. They've got
crowded
four,
trophy case,
four state championships. Probably should have 6 if you want to know the honest truth.
Yeah, they should.
That's how dominant they've been.
Yeah, I mean, we should have 6 with maybe 3 strokes. You know, that's how close the game of golf is. So it's, Coach Myers, Coach Feltz, Coach Johnson have laid some really good groundwork. On top of that, the other interesting pressure that I continue to think about is the fact that since Crimson was open, we've won region every year. So that's 7 region titles. So anytime that we get close in a region tournament, and we're not winning, my heart rate goes up a little bit because I know, oh man, this could be crazy. But
I'm well aware of Crimson because my son's freshman year was Crimson's first year, so he had to, and he was on a different school, so we had to battle against Crimson his whole prep career,
right?
And Boston Bracken and Lincoln Markham, and the list goes on and on. Zach Feltz, you got Boston at say ASU. Zach's now at Virginia Commonwealth.
Jaron Phillips,
Maverick Rhodes, Dylan Winona, the reigning 4A state champion. There's been some good
amazing
players coming through the cliffs.
Oh, it's so interesting having coached up north at Timpanogos High School, 5 years boys and 3 years for the girls. Just the level of competition is different. And again, part of that is you get to play year round. I get that. Yeah. But it's just, and what we're seeing now in a lot of the schools in the region, there's some young boys that are coming up, right? I mean, I was playing with one of my sons just at Southgate, and we're coming across and two boys, probably 11 and 10. They're like, "Hey, coach," and I'm like, "How do they know who I am?" And they came over and like, "Hey, can we get a selfie with you? We're looking to hopefully make Crimson someday." And I was like,
there you go.
"Good." So I took a picture of selfie and I sent it to our team and I said, "Hey, this is why you represent on and off the course. Like these kids are looking up to you." So Crimson does have such a great reputation in regards to winning. And my goal is not to just continue that, but I also want to make sure that our team is really, the boys are known for being good young men in the community. I think that's an important component. So yeah, very excited. A lot of great work has been done before.
When did you fall in love with the game of golf?
Probably when I was 9 or 10. It was my dad and I. That was our time. I was a huge baseballer up north in Little League and played in the Little League World Series, that kind of stuff. So, but golf became kind of he and I's opportunity to really build a relationship. Played in high school for a couple of years. Baseball was my first love through that. But since then, golf's been a part of my life, and I've done a number of different things in the golf industry and love it. Absolutely have a passion for it.
What do you love from what Coach Johnson was doing, and what we implement maybe different now that you're the head coach versus the assistant coach?
Yeah, it's really interesting because Coach Johnson, right now he's very active in the seniors amateur tours here in Utah. He's won 3 or 4. Oh, he's very good. He was a great golfer in SUU, coached at UVU for a minute, and great golfer. And so he was able to really dial in the technical aspects, right? He was able to. Here's exactly what you're doing here. Most of the boys can beat me on a regular basis, which is great. But I think it's that mental part of the game that really comes into play. And you can get in the way of a good golfer becoming a great golfer if you don't understand how to help them. And so my whole focus really is bringing some structure into practice while also testing and pushing the limits a little bit on their mental capacity. Because one bad shot, we need to get away from that separating us at a tournament, right? And that's usually what happens. So I'm really focused on upbeat energy, excitement.
One of my favorite questions to ask a high school player, a college player, a professional golfer, I've asked all levels, how much of the game of golf is mental for you? And I've got answers ranging from usually as low as 45% all the way up to 95% of the game.
The 45%ers are lying.
I was just going to say anybody under 90% is lying.
Yeah.
You have to get to a certain level of ability. Yeah. But once you get to say you're a scratch golfer, your handicap is 0 or you're a plus. Once you get to that point, I think it becomes more the 90% mental because you've already got all the other intangibles. Yep. Now it's just, can you harness that? And the mind becomes the biggest variable.
Yeah.
And so I love what you're saying about the mental part of the game. I mean, especially these high school kids, they want it so bad. They want to do it for themselves. They want to do it for their school. They want to do it for mom and dad out watching them or grandpa or whoever it might be. And they hit a bad shot.
Yeah.
How do you react?
Yep.
Do you let it affect you? Does it cost you 3 more shots the next 3 holes because you can't let go of one bad swing? Absolutely. I mean, those things matter in the game of golf.
100%. Well, and we always talk about, in golf especially, consistency is key. And you get to consistency by repetitions. But if you think about it, so much of our repetition in golf is swing, 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 range, range, range. We don't practice the mental part. So when we hit that in a pressure moment, fall apart. So that's where I want to put them in situations at practice saying, okay, you're down 2 strokes, whatever. how do we make sure you just hit a bad shot, you hit an OB? How do you make up for that? What are you going to do? I'm going to hit another drive, timeout. What are you going to do? What are you thinking? Because when you're hitting that drive, you're thinking how crappy your last shot was.
Right. Yeah.
Instead of, this is exactly where I need to go. There's my target. So I love that part of it. I'm very excited about that, and I know the boys are as well.
Coach, talk about how stocked the cupboard is for next year. Obviously, Dylan and Maverick graduate, but you still got Jack, some young guys coming up. Just talk about the foundation of your team going forward.
Yeah, I'm super excited. We've got Will Milne, who's just phenomenal. He'll be a senior, and he's playing lights out. Jack Johnson, young buck, just a stud on the course. We've got Taylor Jacobson, Taylor Jacobson and Rock Dempsey are both great stories, who, when I was an assistant coach 2 years ago, they barely made it on the team, right? They just scratched and clawed, weren't that good, came back this year, so they practiced hard in the offseason. Both of them represented our team up at state. And so we've got 4 of those 6 state golfers that'll be back.
Wow.
And not only that, we've got some younger 8th graders that are just as good coming into the program. So it's going to be, I think we've had 28, 29 kids trying out the last 2 years. I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit more this next year. But we're excited because there's a lot of good people. And we've got some returnings that, are working their tails off to be in that starting lineup. Or be at least in the rotation.
I feel like the Region 9 golf has gotten very competitive.
It's very.
Marco Leone is now the head coach of the boys team at Desert Hills. They've got some good kids coming back. Matt Whelan's been there for a long time now at Pineview. They've always got a nice crop of talent. You can go Dixie, Snow Canyon. Cedars had years where they popped. Hurricane other years where they popped and had some good classes as well. So the Region 9 schedule, I don't care what sport it is, golf, football, basketball, baseball, soccer, volleyball, it doesn't matter. It really prepares you for the state tournament. And I was looking at the scores at state this year. We almost had every Region 9 team qualify. In fact, Snow Canyon's team, I think, missed it by like a couple decibel points.
It was at literally 0.2, I think it was.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We would have had even another team. It would have been, 6 of our 7 that would have went to state.
Yeah. And what's interesting is, so Snow Canyon missed it by that 0.2, I think it was, but yet all 4 of their starters qualified for the individual.
As an individual.
So our whole region basically was up north, which again
we're
is
catching
super cool.
the northern Utah as far as golf goes a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm willing to state that publicly. I'm really, I'm a big fan, but I'm also tired of the state of Utah being represented by Corner Canyon and Lone Peak. Like, it's over. Like, we are coming to play the game, and we feel like we can.
That's why I like that Arctic Circle. Do they still do the Arctic Circle high school tournament? They would do it like a couple months after the season, and they would get 5A, 6A, and they would get all these kids and go play one tournament to kind of unofficially see kind of who the best classification is. Because golf's different than football, basketball, baseball.
It is. Right,
Yep.
yeah.
They're very, very different.
Smaller roster size. If you have 5 sticks, you can be the best team in the state. I don't care if you go to Beaver High School or you go to Lone Peak High School.
Yeah. Well, and it's also interesting. You can have 2 really good sticks, and have some averages and still win tournaments. I mean, we saw that a couple times where, our top 2, Dylan came in at 7 under and Mav was like 4 under. And so we knew we were in a good spot. So we could take some of the pressure off the guys trying to think, I've got to shoot 5 under. Like, dude, shoot even. We're fine.
Just make
shoot even. So it's nice to have that luxury. But as you said, our region, the younger class, like I was looking at years, 26, 27, I get nervous. We've got really good golfers and all the teams coming through.
Well, and I was talking with Mike Jersa a few months ago about the growth of the JAG golf, and we know the growth in the UGAGA. We know, the top players in St. George, they're going down to US Kids in Vegas or the AJGA, or we've seen, the Boston Bracken type players that have played on the national scale of youth golf tournaments, and now, of course, he's at kind of the pinnacle of golf in college, at least at Arizona State University.
Yep. Yeah.
Crimson Cliffs alum.
Oh, I love it. He's doing great. Zach Phelps just won tournament last week.
Yeah, won the Coral Canyon Amateur. I played with him in the first round.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, watched him shoot a smooth 69 with a silly hiccup double bogey, and ended up winning the tournament. I didn't play with him the second round, but That's because I shot 80. I was only 11 shots behind him. No big deal.
It's always fun to be in that.
I wish I could say I got it repaired with Zach, because that would have been like a career day for me.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd be here. You'd still be celebrating.
I know. I'd be taking that trophy on a championship statewide tour with
Put it
my
on the
brand
front of
new
your
iconic
truck.
head cover.
It's like the
Yeah,
Stanley
put it on your
Cup tour or
truck
something.
and just drive it around.
I jokingly texted Marco Leone, who's the director of golf and the head coach at Desert Hills, hey, get that iconic, because he does a nice iconic golf cover, head cover for the winners of each flight. I said, get that net one ready for me, and I choked. I didn't even get in the money.
Called your shot.
Yeah, I did shoot my cap both days, so I was dead even for the tournament.
There you go.
So at least I didn't embarrass myself and blow up and shoot 100.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Actually, I was just gonna say I signed up for my first tournament post high school.
Really?
Yeah. So I'll play in the senior amateur at Coral February 2021. So
nice.
I'm really nervous about it, just because I know my game's not close to. I look at all the names: Darren Overson, John. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I wonder if they'll need a caddy on day 2.
Yeah.
But I just, part of it is to show the team too that, hey, practicing in competition is the most important. That's why we push youth golf.
Yeah.
It really does. It's a game changer.
Yeah. Good stuff. Seth Saunders in studio with us, the newest coach in all of Region 9, hired just last week to become the boys golf coach over at Crimson Cliffs High School. They got a factory. They're stacking state championships over there. They got 4 of them, and the school's only been around for, 7 years now?
7 years.
So that's pretty over 50% ratio of state championships.
It's a good hit rate.
Yeah. And probably very closer than you might. We have to go back and look at them all, but like Coach said, probably a few shots away from having 6, maybe even all 7. That's how tight it was.
I know it is. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'm hoping I can continue the tradition and come back and be interviewed as the first high school coach with an NIL deal.
There you go.
There you go. There you go. It's coming to high school. It's coming.
The first legal one. My bad.
The first legal one, yeah.
It might be something along the lines of a John Daly-esque sponsorship. Maybe we can get Hooters, or maybe we can get, a beer company. I don't know.
Grind. We're good.
Good stuff, Coach. Thanks for stopping
you
by.
bet. Thank you, guys.
Much love and continued success over there at Crimson Cliffs. And nice to know we now got another asset in Region 9 in the coaching fraternity. So welcome aboard, and we'll be in touch throughout the fall season, especially once you guys get into your actual season. But I know the golf season never really sleeps.
Right. Yeah.
These kids
we
are
take some
playing
naps,
year-round.
but it doesn't sleep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Good stuff. All right, take a break. Back in a flash. Hauling through the drive on a Wednesday on your local sports leader. Speaking of golf, since we were just talking about it with the new Crimson Cliffs boys golf coach, and that was fun. Good guy.
Yeah, really good guy.
Really fun. We've had 2 great interviews today.
Yes.
Nia Hagler, Snow Canyon wrestler, 2-time state champ, looking for the 3-peat. She joined us along with Coach Case in studio first hour, and then moments ago, Coach Saunders, the newest coach in all of Region 9. I don't think anybody has been hired since he was last week as the new golf coach over at Crimson Cliffs. And that was a lot of fun. Speaking of golf, the Battle for Atlantis Corn Ferry, the first tour event in the Corn Ferry this year. My guy, speaking of ASU and Boston Bracken, former Sun Devil Mason Anderson has got a 1-shot lead, and he's about to tee off in about a half an hour. He lost his full-time status on the PGA Tour last year. That rookie year on the tour, and just wasn't able to keep his card. So he's got to go back to the Corn Ferry Tour. He could get his card right back by winning in the first Corn Ferry Tour event of the year.
Nice.
I mean, how big would that be for Money Mason Anderson? Hung out with him a little bit, went and followed him a little bit at Black Desert this past fall. Preston Summerhays was the other former Sun Devil playing down there on the Corn Ferry Tour. They're at Atlantis Paradise Island, and they're in the Bahamas. And he missed the cut, unfortunately. But Mace, 20 under par. He'll take a 1-shot lead over about 5 guys into today's final round. That's probably not the biggest, as big as Coach Saunders getting hired and as big as the Corn Ferry tournament is. The biggest story in golf is Brooks Koepka, and then the follow-up to Brooks Koepka going back to the tour, the $5 million donation, probably losing $50 to $85 million in revenue because of the rules of leaving Live and going back to the PGA Tour and the penalties and can't get in that bonus money pool and the FedEx Cup pool and all. He can't play in the signature events unless he qualifies for them. But the other 3 guys that could have come back and done the same thing are electing not to.
Yeah, they had a little press conference yesterday after Brooks Koepka's departure to the PGA Tour. Bryson DeChambeau, John Rahm, and Cam Smith all made their intentions known on whether they plan to stay with Liv or follow Koepka back to the PGA Tour, and this is what they had to say.
Hang on.
Yeah, they
Bryson, I'm just curious if you want to share your thoughts on some of the recent developments.
I'm contracted through 2026, so excited about this year.
All right, and John, I would ask the same thing to you as well. Yeah, I'm not planning on going anywhere. So, very similar answer to what Bryson gave. I wish Brooks the best, and as far as I'm concerned, I'm focused on the league and my team this year, and hopefully we can repeat as champions again.
I mean, I really don't have any thoughts. I haven't had a lot of time to think about it, but I know I'm here to stay. I'm here to support Liv. I'm a captain of a great team and a great group of people, so I'm happy where I am. I'm proud of where I am. I think we're doing many great things, particularly in Australia, and I can't wait for this league to keep growing.
So they take one hit with Koepka, which is kind of a moral victory for the PGA Tour. With so many people leaving the tour and going to Live when it first formed, now you've got your first defection back to the PGA Tour, which seems like a hit to Live. And had one of those other 3 followed suit, it would have been even a bigger hit, which I think would have made people question the longevity of the Live Tour, and a lot of things would have come into play. But by those 3 saying, hey, I don't plan on going anywhere. Now, when John Rahm says, I don't plan on going anywhere,
well, this is
you don't want to ever say never.
Yeah, this is a lofty thing. You're talking about Bryson leaving the Crushers Golf Club, John Rahm leaving Legion 13, and Cam Smith leaving the Ripper Golf Club.
The Ripper Golf Club, yes, the Rippers.
They care about these teams. These teams are important to them.
Well, it is a fun element. It brings back the college or the high school team
team element
to an otherwise individual sport.
I just see all real golf fans normally clowning on the team element and the less holes and all that stuff.
And I think those are the uneducated golfers that have never played on a golf team in their life.
Okay.
Because I love the team aspect.
You like the team aspect.
100%. I love the camaraderie, picking each other up. You learn so much being a teammate. and playing sports in general. And golf
But
can be a
golf is a
very
solo
lonely sport.
sport
It's
for
an
the most
individual
part.
sport.
It is.
But you see the Ryder Cup team element and the
Yeah.
President's
I like
Cup.
the Ryder Cup,
and,
yeah.
and you get up for your country and your team, and
But
there's
that's a
emotion.
one-off.
But they're trying to duplicate that on a week-to-week basis. Does it have
Yeah.
the same weight? No.
Yeah,
it doesn't. But do I like that they're trying to do that and it's different?
It is different.
I do like that. I do like the team element. As much as it looks like a NASCAR leaderboard on Fox when I
Yeah.
watch a live golf tournament with all the teams and they're on different holes and they're shotgun
Yeah.
starting and all the colorful, team logos and it's
Yeah.
the team score and then the individual
Oh,
score.
yeah.
There's a lot going on.
There is, and my buddy went to one in Virginia at the Trump.
I bet he
golf
said it was
course.
fun.
Music blast
I bet he
and
said it was
party
fun.
element. It's a fun time.
It is.
So live golf.
And Liv says they've got some announcements.
Yeah.
The latest report is
Dustin.
Ben,
He re-upped.
Ben Young on.
Oh.
And they're and some of those Kevin Na. They've got a new team in Liv. Is the rumor. Ben Hung On is probably the only top player in the top 100.
Yeah.
That's been on the PGA Tour that reportedly might be going to Liv. Now there could be others. Liv keeps saying we've got some announcements, but
They made one this morning about 45 minutes ago at 8:15 Mountain Time. Live Golf has signed two-time major champion Dustin Johnson
already
to
there.
a multi-year extension.
Yeah, extension.
The league announced Wednesday.
But it's not a new player coming
not
from
a new
the PGA
player,
Tour.
but another guy firming up with
They've
Liv.
said that they've got some players that they are going to announce, but we know Akshay Bhatia turned them down. And
Yeah.
what did you see on TV if you turn on ESPN about 5 o'clock last night? Bhatia playing on TGL.
TGL,
Now
that's
he's
right.
on. Tiger said, "Hey, you're going to stay with the PGA Tour. Come be on our team." And now he's on Jupiter. They lost 8-3. But Bhatia said he was actually nervous last night.
Yeah.
When he joined the SVP show. So we'll see. They're also teeing off tomorrow at the Sony Open, and Zach Blair will be in the field. Matt McCarty will be in the field. So we'll have we didn't get the Century Tournament champions, but Colin Morikawa is playing this tournament. This is really the kickoff to that Western swing on the PGA Tour starting tomorrow out there in Hawaii. So Jordan Spieth is in the field, Matsuyama, Keegan Bradley, Tony Finau is in the field playing, hopefully healthy. So we'll see Tony. Didn't have a very good year last year. Mav McNeely, Billy Horschel will be playing in it. So it's a pretty good leaderboard or field, I should say. The leaderboard hasn't started yet. It's just the field in the Sony Open in Honolulu, Hawaii. So that'll be starting tomorrow. Coverage on ESPN Plus starts 10 a.m. tomorrow morning Mountain Time. And then there's some Golf Channel coverage through the weekend. So I'm not sure on the weekend if the network's picking it up, if it's NBC or ABC or what. I don't know. But you'll find it if you're looking for golf this weekend. It's kind of funny. We've had a little hiatus from golf, and and we're back. We're back.
I want to give some of this Live a chance. It's on FS1 now. Should probably tune in.
You seem like you'd be a Live guy. Like, within a month, I bet you have a Live hat.
Fireballs. Yeah, I want a hat. The Majestics. They've got the Range Goats. They got some good names here. Some good logo possibilities. I might be in on Live this year. I'm going to give it a shot.
So Liv's going to have 358,001 viewers now.
Correct.
With Pauly.
Yeah, that's right. I'll be tuned in at least once this year. You can book that.
Yep.
I want to give it a shot. I've never watched a Live event.
Love it. Take a break. Come back. Big finish. What's the latest in the portal? Pauly's checking on it. Region 9 preview, quick one tonight. We got a Boulevard home game of the week, Crimson at Desert Hills. We'll talk about it. And we got BYU and Utah State in action tonight. So
big night.
Busy SUU, Utah Tech home games tomorrow night. So a lot going on in college hoops as well. It's The Drive, back in a flash. Yeah, we're back, everybody. It's The Drive. Devin, Baldy, Tara hanging out with you. A lot of fun today. Nia Hagler, Snow Canyon girls wrestler, two-time state champ, 31-0 record. She got her final home duel tomorrow, and then the state tournament looming for Nia. Just had Seth Saunders stop by, Crimson newest golf coach, the fourth coach in school history. They've already got 4 state championships under the Mustang belt in the trophy case, and they'll look to add some more in the coming years under Coach Saunders' tutelage. And today's show brought to you by Prime IV. I went to Prime IV yesterday, Paulie.
Yeah.
Got the champion, and I took my daughter, and she's got a soccer tournament this weekend down in May, so I'm going to be going down and watching her. I missed the last one, so I'm going to head down with the wife and watch my daughter play down there in the JPL this weekend. And went in with her. We both got the champion, and man, it's to the point now where she asked me, "Hey, Dad, I got a soccer tournament up. Can I go with you to Prime IV?" Like, she wants that energy boost. She wants to feel good to go out and compete. So that's kind of the low end of the range. You got to be about 13, 14 years old to do Prime IV. But man, start them young, especially when they're competing. You got high school student athletes, college student athletes. A lot of these pros are using NAD Plus and these super powerful drips, and you can get them at PrimeIVSTG.com. Also, appreciate Coral Canyon Golf Course, Zag, Wilkinson's, Jimmy John's. We put our latest Jimmy John's highlight of the week out on the Fan Sports Network, Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. And if you didn't go catch that, go at the Fan SN, and you can see a nice little spin move and kiss off the window for Brigham Kemp. That was last week. That was the highlight that we selected as our highlight of the week. And what a season he is having, the senior guard out there in Hurricane. Keep those nominations coming. If we choose your clip, we need your home video still. Want to keep that reminder going. And if we use it, we're going to give you a $100 gift card to Jimmy John's. So you can't lose. And help us get these local clips of youth sports, high school sports, college sports. It could be action sports, skateboarding, wakeboarding, surfing. It doesn't matter. Mountain biking. If you get a highlight on video, we want it to nominate and upload your video. Just go to our website, thefansportsnetwork.com. All right. Paulie, how is the soda going? How is the soda going? Give us an update on how much you've lost. This is your New Year's resolution, and you teamed up with the great folks over there at Soda Weight Loss.
Absolutely. If you want to team up with them, call 866-800-SOTA. And I have done that, and I feel great. I feel mental clarity. I feel physically better. I feel happier. A lot of weight loss components going in. The food is real food. It's not like a diet, a general diet where you're not allowed to eat a lot of things. There's wide realms of things you can eat: meat, steak, chicken, fish, a lot of vegetables. I mean, it's not your typical diet. And I don't even like to say lose weight, because it's more of just a body change, a composition change. Like, this is a lifestyle choice and a choice I'm making going forward. So sodaweightloss.com to get signed up. That's SOTA weightloss.com, or to speak with a nutritionist, 866-800-SODA. Soda Weight Loss is, say it with me, state of the art.
Oh,
we're not timed up yet.
We'll work on that. You said to say it with you.
Yeah, I did, but
do you want to sing it like Incubus did? They got that song, State of the Art.
Yeah, I like that song.
Yeah. How much have you lost? And when are you weighing in? Are you weighing in weekly?
Every Friday.
So
last Friday was 4 pounds.
So we'll get another report starting next Monday, probably.
Yep. And diets have always been hard for me. I mean, I've yo-yoed weight my whole life, and it's been a problem for me as far as just my general well-being, happiness, stuff like that. Things become harder as you get bigger. So soda is a big partnership for me in this new year.
And man, go read their 5-star Google reviews. This is a weight loss system that actually works. Go read their testimonials.
That's right.
So many people.
Nearly 9,000 Google reviews, thousands of amazing before and after pictures. All that you'll see on their website if you're thinking about getting started.
All right, team up just like Paulie is with Soda Weight Loss. Go to sodaweightloss.com to learn more and get started today. And the offer is, if you sign up, your significant other, your spouse, your wife, your husband gets to join for free.
Yes, 2 transformations for the price of 1. Can't beat that.
Yep, it's a New Year offer from Soda Weight Loss. All right, final thoughts here on the drive this morning, 8:57 a.m. local time. We've got our Boulevard home game of the week tonight, Paulie, and it is Crimson Cliffs trying to bounce back from last Friday's loss to Hurricane. They go into the Thunderdome to beat Desert Hills. Desert Hills gave everything they had last week, but lost 2 heartbreakers. Lost to Pineview last week by 3.
Yeah.
Ended up losing a game you called last Friday to Dixie. What was the score of that game? 11?
62 to 51.
60. They lost by 11.
Yeah.
So 2 really tough matchups for Desert Hills, and then the schedule doesn't get any easier tonight, but they are at the Thunderdome tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the Tigers have a chance to do something and string together some wins to get towards the top of the region. Being candid here, they were my pick for the region champion preseason. I thought that Brigham Kemp was going to propel this team to new heights, and he still can. So, and I think that begins tonight. They got to keep the sheet clean as far as losses go if they want to be in the contention for the region title, and which I think they will.
Give me a thought or two on BYU TCU. Cougars keep the win streak going and cover tonight. Also, Utah State in action in college hoops tonight. And just a final reminder, our Boulevard home game of the week is a 7 o'clock tip-off. So we'll be on the air tonight, 6:45, with the Sport Court of Southern Utah pregame show built by Bucks Ace Hardware.
Yeah, I think that BYU, this is kind of the last soft landing spot before the schedule gets a lot tougher.
And TCU's still good.
TCU's a pretty good team. They took Kansas to overtime at Fog Allen. Yeah, I think they win and cover the 13, though, probably.
Home game at the Marriott
game.
Center. It's not till 9 o'clock tonight. So it's a 9 o'clock tip-off.
Late tip.
TCU 11-5, BYU 15-1. Meanwhile, Utah is 7 o'clock. You can watch this game on Peacock tonight. 8-8 are Alex Jensen's Utes. They go to Texas Tech.
Yeah, McCausland's Red Raiders really good this year. They're looking at a 17.5, 18-point spread in this game in Lubbock. I think this is a tough spot for Utah, who doesn't have a Big 12 win yet. So I think that continues tonight. Tech wins.
And then, of course, don't forget, tomorrow we've got Utah Tech on the network. They're back at the friendly confines of the Burns Arena. # Pack the Burns.
Yeah.
Juddy and the Blazers taking on UT Arlington. SUU also at home tomorrow night against Tarleton State. For all our guests, for Tara, for Paul, I'm Devin. Have a great Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody.